Welcome to this Rio MediaEngine software demonstration video. Rio MediaEngine is the core software component of Rio Media Suite, developed by Spectra to serve as a simple media archive manager. Although Rio MediaEngine, with its open REST API, has many integrations with MAM, PAM, and DAM applications, it can also be used in its simplest form for manual archiving, as well as semi-automated archiving through watch folders. Today, I'm going to walk through the web-based administrator and user interface to demonstrate Rio MediaEngine's capabilities. I'm going to log into the system as a local user. Immediately, you are greeted with a dashboard. This gives you a simple baseline status of the media manager, with highlights on overall storage, overall data transfers in the past month, the most recent jobs, and a month's worth of history per namespace. On the upper right, you have the administrator-based functions, and on the left-hand side, primarily the user-based functions. First, we are going to walk through the day-to-day functions a user may interface with in the UI. And afterwards, we'll dive into the administrator resources and configuration settings. Now let's dive into the user-based functions. We have the main dashboard, which we previously reviewed. We have the job status screen, which gives the active and most recently completed jobs in more detail. You can also view jobs by group. Next up is the archive section. This gives users the ability to manually archive within the user interface. You first select one of the source storage locations configured. Then you select one or more objects or one or more folders. These folders can be projects, anything. Once I'm satisfied with the archive list that I've selected, go ahead and select Archive. You can give a specific job name. You select which namespace you're going to archive to. You can append a prefix to all data being archived in this job. You can select new files only for this archive, as well as additional job metadata. Once you're satisfied, you hit Submit. You can go back to the job status screen or dashboard to see the status of the job. Next up, you have the delete section. Users have the ability to drill into namespaces and then go through and see if you would like to delete in your workflow. You also have the ability to restore. Within the restore function, you can select one or more namespaces. If you select multiple namespaces, you can do a fine-tuned search. You can filter by the specific target storage locations within those namespaces. You can search by full file name, any prefixed metadata, key value pairs, or by date. You can also browse on a single namespace. This browse allows you to see the folder structure that you originally had on the source storage location. You can drill into any of the projects that were archived or folders, as well as any files that are at the high level. If I would like to restore multiple objects or multiple folders, I could do so. I have a restore list down below. You can restore the selected. Pops up a screen for you to then select where you would like to restore that data to. And you have options as far as what you want to restore as. We also have the ability to do a quick restore. If there's data that was archived where we had quick restore enabled, and all of those objects have quick restore functionality available, you would get this screen here for a quick restore. You can create that job and it'll restore that data back to its original location. Again, let's go back to the dashboard or job status screen to see the status of that. The other two user functions are history. You can search by namespace or all namespaces, as well as a specific date and time. Additionally, there's a reporting section for us to do live data reports. You can export specific configuration settings, as well as do an object search report. This rounds out the user-based functions. Let's dive into the administrator-based functions. First off, we have the system settings. This gives you the high-level system firmware information, as well as the ability to set a database password, configure a local cache, and enable quick restore functionality. Next up is the cluster section. This allows you to add additional cluster members to Rio MediaEngine for scale-out performance and failover capabilities. Next up are devices. Devices are essentially target storage connections. We can either pull data from or push data to these target storage connections. You can add new devices at any given time. These are both Spectra and third-party devices. Next up, we'll look at source storage. Source storage is essentially where we configure production storage locations that Rio MediaEngine will be typically archiving data from and into the target storage locations configured in the devices. This is also typically where data is restored to. Next up are lifecycle rules. Lifecycle rules allow us to configure new or change existing rules to apply to our target storage connections. 4 options within a rule allow for immediate or delayed placement, as well as delete protection or delayed deletion. Next up are namespaces. Namespaces are where we configure our devices and potentially source storage connections into logical namespaces. This then allows us to configure life cycles for these storage locations within a namespace, creating a flexible and powerful archive architecture. With appropriate privileges, a namespace can be modified to add additional storage target connections or remove storage targets in a live environment. Next up, we have the database backup section, where you can configure the frequency of database backups, as well as run a single database backup at any given time. After that, we have authenticators. You have the ability to connect to an existing Active Directory domain, LDAP server, or SSO connection. Next up are users. You can manually configure users at any given time and assign them a role of an administrator or operator, or these can be generated automatically through the AD connections as well as SSO. Next up, you have groups. To further provide access controls within the UI, you can create groups and assign users to those groups. Next up is the log section. This is where you can generate logs from the Rio MediaEngine system. You can connect to the Rio Watch Folder user interface, as well as any black pearls that are connected to Rio MediaEngine.